Céad Míle Fáilte. Welcome to the Treasured Tales of Ireland, a place where you can come to listen to the many myths, legends, folktales, and fairy tales of the Emerald Isle, helping to keep the stories of the past alive. My name is MyLinda Butterworth, and I will be your teller of tales. I hope you'll join me each week for new stories, and if you enjoy my work, please like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Additionally, be sure to explore my other story collections for more tales. Before we begin, please note that if you are using the closed caption feature of this video, many Irish names may not sound the way they appear, and we have made every effort to pronounce them correctly. Now, let's get started. Today, we continue with the stories of the ever-living living ones, part 14 of 15. Tadhg and Manannan's Island, episode 21. And another that went to the land of the ever-living ones, but that came back again, was Tadhg, son of Céad, son of Oiliol, and this is the way that it happened. It was one time Tadhg was going to his next heir's round into the west of Munster, and his two brothers, Niallach and Owen, along with him. And Cathmann, son of Tadhg, that was king of the beautiful country of Fresen, that lay to the southeast of the Great Plain, was searching the sea for what he could find just at that time, and 9 of his ships with him. And they landed at Bhunadas to the west of Munster, and the country had no stir in it. So they slipped ashore, and no one took notice of them till all were surrounded, both men and cattle. And Tadhg's wife lived on, daughter of curragh of the Red Brows, and his 2 brothers, and a great many of the people of Munster were taken by the foreigners and brought away to the coast of Fresen. And Cathmann took Liban to be his own wife, and he put hardships on Tadhg's 2 brothers. Owen he put to work a common ferry across the channel of the coast, and Niallach to cut firing and to keep up fires for all the people. And all the food they got was barley seed and muddy water. And as to Tadhg himself, he was only by his courage and the use of his own sword he made his escape. But there was great grief and discouragement on him, his wife and his brothers to have been brought away. But he had 40 of his fighting men left that had each killed a man of the foreigners, and they had brought one in alive. And this man told them news of the country he came from. And when Tadhg heard that, he made a plan in his own head, and he gave orders for a curragh to be built that would be fit for a long journey. Very strong it was, and 40 ox hides on it of hard red leather that was after being soaked in bark. And it was well fitted with masts and oar and pitch and everything that was wanting. And they put every sort of meat and drink and of clothes in it that would last them through the length of a year. And when all was ready, and the curragh out in the tide, Tadhg said to his people, "Let us set out now on the high sea, looking for our own people that are away from us this long time." And they set out then over the stormy, heavy flood, till at last they saw no land before them or behind them, but only the hillsides of the great sea. And the farther on again they heard the singing of a great flock of unknown birds, and pleasant white-bellied salmon were leaping about the curragh on every side, and seals, very big and dark, were coming after them, breaking through the shining wash of the oars, and great whales after them again, so that the young men liked to be looking at them, for they were not used to see the like before. They went on rowing through 20 days and 20 nights, And at the end of that time they got sight of a high land having a smooth coast. And when they reached it, they all landed, and they pulled up the curragh and lit their fires, and food was given out to them, and they were not long making an end of it. They made beds for themselves there on the beautiful green grass, and enjoyed their sleep till the rising of the sun on the morrow. Tadhg rose up then and put on his arms and went out, and 30 of his men along with him, to search the whole island. They went all through it, but they found no living thing on it, man or beast, but only flocks of sheep. And the size of the sheep was past all telling, as big as horses they were, and the whole island was filled with their wool. And there was one great flock beyond all the others, all of very big rams, and one of them was biggest of all. 9 horns he had, and he charged at Tadhg's chief men, attacking them and butting at them. There was vexation on them, and they attacked him again, and there was a struggle between them. And at the first, the ram broke through 5 of their shields. But Tadhg, he took his spear that was no escape from, and made a lucky cast at the ram, and killed him. And they brought the ram to the curragh, and made it ready for the young men to eat. And they stopped 3 nights on the island, and every night it was a sheep they had for their food. And they gathered a good share of the wool, and put it in the curragh because of the wonder and the beauty of it. And they found the bones of very big men on the island, but whether they died of sickness or were killed by the rams, they did not know. They left that island then and went forward till they found 2 strange islands where there were great flocks of wonderful birds, like blackbirds, and some of them the size of eagles or of cranes, and they had red with green heads on them, and the eggs they had were blue and pure crimson. And some of the men began eating the eggs, and on the moment feathers began to grow out of them. But they went bathing after that, and the feathers dropped off them again, as quick as they came. It was the foreigner they had with them gave them the course up to this time, for he had been on the same track before. But now they went through the length of 6 weeks, and never saw land. And he said to them, "We are astray on the great ocean that has no boundaries." Then the wind with its sharp voice began to rise, and there was a noise like the tramping of feet in the sea, and it rose up into great mountains hard to climb. And there was great fear on Tadhg's people, for they had never seen the like. But he began to stir them up and to rouse them, and he bade them to meet the sea like men. "Do bravery," he said, "young men of Munster, and fight for your lives against the waves that are rising and coming at the sides of the curragh." Tadhg took one side of the curragh then, and his men took the other side, and he was able to pull it round against the whole 29 of them, and to bail it out and keep it dry along with that. And after a while they got a fair wind, and put up their sail, the way less water came into the curragh. And then the sea went down and lay flat and calm, and there were strange birds of many shapes, singing around them in every part. They saw land before them, with a good coast, and with that courage and gladness came on them. And when they came near to the land, they found a beautiful a river's mouth, with green hills about it, and the bottom of it sandy, as bright as silver, and red speckled salmon in it, and pleasant woods with purple treetops edging the stream. "It is a beautiful country, this is," said Tadhg, "and it would be happy for him that would be always in it, let you pull up the ship now," he said, "and try it out." A score of them went forward then into the country, and a score stopped to mind the curragh. And for all the cold and discouragement and bad weather they had gone through, they felt no wish at all for food or for fire, but the sweet smell of the crimson branches in the place they were come to satisfied them. They went on through the wood, and after a while they came to an apple garden, having red apples in it, and leafy oak trees, and hazels yellow with nuts. "It is a wonder to me," said Tadhg, "to find summer here, and it winter time in our own country." It was a delightful place they were in, but they went on into another woods, very sweet-smelling, and round purple berries in it, every one of them bigger than a man's head, and beautiful shining birds eating the berries. Strange birds they were, having white bodies and purple heads and golden beaks, and while they were eating the berries, they were singing sweet music that would have put sick men and wounded men into their sleep. Tadhg and his men went farther on again, till they came to a great, smooth, flowery plain with a dew of honey over it, and 3 steep hills on the plain, having a very strong dune on every one of them. And when they got to the nearest hill, they found a white-bodied woman, the best of the women of the whole world, and it is what she said: "Your coming is welcome, Tadhg, son of Cathmann, and there will be food and provisions for you as you want it." "I am glad of that welcome," said Tadhg. "And tell me now, woman of sweet words," he said, "what is the royal dune on the hill, having walls of white marble around it?" "That is the dune of the royal line of the kings of Ireland, from Shavaron, son of Míle, to Conn of the 100 Battles. That was the last to go into it." "What is the name of this country?" Tadhg said then. "It is Inishlocha, the Lake Island," she said, "and there are 2 kings over it, Rurach and Jarcrochí, sons of Bov." And then she told Tadhg the whole story of Ireland, to the time of the coming of the sons of Gael. "That is well," said Tadhg then, "and you have a good knowledge and learning. And tell me now," he said, "who is living in the middle dune that has the colour of gold?" "It is not myself will tell you that," she said, "but go on to it yourself, and you will get knowledge of it." And with that she went from them into the dune of white marble. Tadhg and his men went on then till they came to the middle dune, and there they found a queen of beautiful shape, and she wearing a golden dress. "Health to you, Tadhg," she said. "I thank you for that," said Tadhg. "It is a long time your coming on this journey was foretold," she said. "What is your name?" he asked then. "I am Kesser," she said, "the first that ever reached Ireland. But since I and the men that were with me came out of that dark, unquiet land, we are living forever in this country." "Tell me, woman," said Tadhg, "who is it lives in that dune having a wall of gold about it?" "It is not hard to tell that," she said. "Every king and every chiefman and every noble person that was in a high place of all those that have power in Ireland. It is in that dune beyond they are Partalone and Nevid, Firbolix and Tuatha De Danann." "It is good knowledge and learning you have," said Tadhg. "Indeed, I have good knowledge of the history of the world," she said, "and this island," she said, "is the 4th paradise of the world. And as to the others, they are Inish Dalev to the south, and Inish Urkondra at the north, and Adam's paradise in the east of the world. Who is there living in that dune with the silver walls? Said Tadhg then. I will not tell you that, although I have knowledge of it, said the woman. But go to the beautiful hill where it is, and you will get knowledge of it. They went on then to the third hill, and on the top of the hill was a very beautiful resting place, and two sweethearts there, a boy and a girl, comely and gentle. Smooth hair they had, shining like gold, and beautiful green clothes of the one sort, and anyone would think them to have had the same father and mother. Gold chains they had around their neck, and bands of gold above those, and Tadhg spoke to them. "Oh, beautiful comely children," he said, "it is a pleasant place you have here." And they answered him back, and they were praising his courage and his strength and his wisdom, and they gave him their blessing. And as how the young man was, he had a sweet-smelling apple, having the color of gold in his hand, and he would have eat a third part of it, and with all he would eat it would never be less. And that was the food that nourished the two of them, and neither sorrow or age could touch them when once they had tasted it. "Who are you yourself?" Tadhg asked him then. "I am son to Conn of the 100 Battles," he said. "Is it Connla you are?" said Tadhg. "I am indeed," said the young man, "and it is this girl of many shapes that brought me here." And the girl said, "I have given him my love and my affection, and it is because of that I brought him to this place, the way we might be looking at one another forever, and beyond that we have never gone." "That is a beautiful thing and a strange thing," said Tadhg, "and a thing to wonder at. And who is there in that grand dune with the silver walls?" he said. "There is no one at all in it," said the girl. "What is the reason of that?" said Tadhg. "It is for the kings that are to rule Ireland yet," she said, "and there will be a place in it for yourself, Tadhg. And come now," she said, "till you see it." The lovers went on to the dune, and it is hardly the green grass was bent under their white feet, and Tadhg and his people went along with them. They came then to the great, wonderful house that was ready for the company of the kings. It is a pleasant house that was, and anyone who liked to be in it. Walls of white bronze it had, set with crystals and with carbuncles that were shining through the night as well as through the day. Tadhg looked out from the house then, and he saw to one side of them a great sheltering apple tree, and blossoms and ripe fruit on it. "What is that apple tree beyond?" said Tadhg. "It is the fruit of that tree as food for the hosts in this house," said the woman. "And it was an apple of that tree brought Connla here to me. A good tree it is, with its white blossomed branches and its golden apples that would satisfy the whole house." And then Connla and the young woman left them, and they saw coming towards them a troop of beautiful women, and there was one among them was most beautiful of all. And when she had come to them, she said, "A welcome to you, Tadhg." "I thank you for that welcome," said Tadhg. "And tell me," he said, "who are you yourself?" "I am Cleanna of the fair hair," she said, "daughter of Govon, son of Tron of the Tuatha Danann, a sweetheart of Kevon of the curling hair. And it's from Cleanna, wave on the coast of Munster, got its name. And I am long now in this island, and it is the apples of that tree you saw that we use for food." And Tadhg was well pleased to be listening to her talk. But after a while he said, "It is best for us to go on now to look for our people." "We will be well pleased if you stop longer with us," said the woman. And while she was saying those words, they saw three beautiful birds coming to them, one of them blue and his head crimson, and the one crimson and his head green, and the third was speckled and his head the color of gold. And they lit on the great apple tree, and every bird of them ate an apple. And they sang sweet music then that would put sick men into their sleep. "Those birds will go with you," Céad said to them. "They will give you guidance on your way, and they will make music for you, and there will be neither sorrow nor sadness on you by land or by sea till you come to Ireland. And bring away this beautiful green cup with you," she said, "for there is power in it, and if you do but pour water in it, it will be turned to wine on the moment. And do not let it out of your hand," she said, "but keep it with you, for at whatever time it will escape from you, your death will not be far away. And it is where you will meet your death, in the green valley at the side of the Bowen. And it is a wandering wild deer will give you a wound, and after that it is strangers will put an end to you, and I myself will bury your body, and there will be a hill over it, and the name of it will be Crina Eshu." And they went out of the shining house then, and Céad of the fair hair went with them to the place they had left their ship. And she bade their comrades a kindly welcome, and she asked them how long they had been in the country. "It seems to us," they say, "we are not in it but one day only." "You are in it through the whole length of a year," said she, "and through all that time you used neither food nor drink. But however long you would stop here," she said, "cold or hunger would never come on you." "It would be a good thing to live this way always," said Tadhg's people when they heard that. But he himself said, "It is best for us to go on and to look for our people, and we must leave this country, although it is displeasing to us to leave it." Then Céad and Tadhg bade farewell to one another, and she gave her blessings to him and to his people. And they set out then over the ridges of the sea, and they were downhearted after leaving that country until the birds began to sing to them. And then their courage rose up, and they were glad and light-hearted. And when they looked back, they could not see the island they had come from because of a druid mist that came on it and hid it from them. Then, by the leading of the birds, they came to the country of Fresen, and they were in a deep sleep through the whole voyage. And then they attacked the foreigners, and Tadhg killed Cathmann, the king, after a hard fight. And Liban, his wife, made no delay, and came to meet her husband and her sweetheart, and he was so glad she was to see him. And after that, they had rested a while, they faced the sea again, and Tadhg and his wife Liban and his two brothers and a great many other treasures along with him, and they came home to Ireland safely at last. And here is where I end my tale for today. But I'll be back with more tales, many more tales. Until then, my friends, enjoy the journey. Slán go fóill. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a thumbs up and comment. It truly helps us.